And I gotta wait. Here we go. Yeah, I gotta say it. Okay. We are recording right now the great interview with Pulitzer Prize nominee Black Americans for a Better Future chairman, Raynard Teddy Bear Jackson, whom you can find on Twitter at Raynard1223. Isn't that wonderful?
So true. So beautiful. Believe me, it's so huge. It's so true. 100% believe me.
Now, I gotta ask you, how many standing ovations did the Donald receive tonight in the House of Representatives?
Well, it's probably north of 20, but that's why I had to step out of the hall into Pelosi's office. So you call, yeah, they still going on.
Wow.
He's been up almost an hour and a half, man. And I know what he's doing. See, believe me, I'm such a genius. I'm the only one. What he's doing is he knows that after 10 o'clock, viewership goes down. So when Stacey Abrams gives a response to his speech, it will be well after 10:30. She's going to have a smaller audience than he is. So he's stretching his speech to knock her out of prime time. So such a genius. Believe me, he's such a genius. Believe me, big league. He's such a genius.
So it also Stacey Abrams, forgive me, Stacey.
They all look alike.
And you know, one soul looks like another. Stacey Abrams will be followed by Bernie Sanders, who's like Methuselah's age, so he's probably going to be awakened to do his speech.
Well, no, he's going to. They want sleeping. He surely will put you to sleep.
He will put you to sleep. There you go. From what you're seeing tonight, with all of the guests that have been brought in to sit in the House chambers and watch the State of the Union address, who's winning this theatrical experience, per se?
Well, if everything was equal, then I think Trump will be winning. But the reason I won't give him the nod is because, again, where is the media strategy? You got most of these top Democrats, they are bringing in illegals to sit as their guests, and no one of our American citizens who are coming back from war, who are homeless, who need help. You got 40% of black babies living under the poverty line, and your guest is going to be an illegal. You have American citizens who are having problems paying for college education for their kids, but yet if you're illegal, you get in-state tuition, and we do not have a strategic communications plan in place because most of the American population doesn't know this. I was on an interview show a couple of days ago. Mm-hmm. And of course, they had 3 other guests and trying to beat up on me on this issue of illegal immigration. And I asked the host, who's a good friend of mine out of Philly, has he ever interviewed a family member of an American citizen who had been killed? He said, no, but I will at some point. But I said, but yet you're pushing amnesty for these illegals, but no one talks about, I said, all these illegals coming over here, not all of them are valedictorians and saints. You all refuse to put the parents of these kids who've been killed by MS-13 because it doesn't fit into your narrative. And you should have saw how quiet it got.
Wow. Speaking of MS-13, I know that you probably will not be riding the train in New York City tomorrow, but
I'll be running one though. Yeah, I know. Too soon. Oh, if only R. Kelly could be here for that. But in the I'm gonna get fined for that, because I have drawn you into the gutter as a Pulitzer Prize nominee. So there you go. I'm about to get fined for that. You've not drugged me to your house.
I will discuss that with the Holy Mother. Thank you very much. Now, in terms of MS-13 gang war, New York trains this morning being reported. Isn't this the time for Democrats to really get serious about immigration, and that it's not comprehensive immigration reform that we have a need of, but enforcing the immigration laws to prevent illegal aliens from crossing that border and terrorizing our communities?
Well, number one, they are getting serious because they're telling what they really believe. And you said comprehensive. No, what the word is, C-O-N, prehensive. Okay, ain't nobody praying.
Ain't nobody praying.
The narrative we conservatives are allowing the Democrats to push on us is that all these illegals are valedictorians and they're pure the driven snow, that we American citizens have a moral obligation to be the dumping ground for the world's poor, low-skilled people. When the last time I checked my Bible and the last time I checked my common sense, your first obligation is to take care of your own family first.
Mm-hmm.
And if you choose to be charitable after that, then that's a conversation to be had. But how in the world can you be focused on these illegals when you got, again, 40% of black babies live below the poverty line in America, American citizen babies. Mm-hmm. And we worried about people 5,000 miles away, really. And for the Democrats to put all this energy and emotion. So here's the question I have for you.
It is a liability to be an American, and you certainly cannot be.
And don't happen to say you're a heterosexual male and you're a Christian on top of that. God forbid, you're at the lowest level of the pecking order.
And white male? Oh, you should be evicted from this country.
You mean white person, because we're gender neutral.
Oh, I'm so sorry. He, she, it.
I mean, so it's amazing that, again, the conservatives have not done an effective job communication-wise to draw the distinction between how can you spend all this emotional energy, money, and time on folks who are not even an American citizen and ignore those who you are sworn to represent. I do not get that at all. Low-hanging fruit.
Very low-hanging fruit. Got to talk with you real quick about being black-faced. Not that we would know anything about that. But Ralph Northam went from being someone who believed that infanticide was the new tax cut to being presented with pictures of him where he stated that he was definitely in the picture, and then later on stated that he wasn't in the picture, and then stated that he was in the picture, but he doesn't remember being which one of the characters, either the one in the hoodie or blackface. And then he was blackface because he wanted to be Michael Jackson. Very tough dancing, but definitely worthy of being one of the stars of the ABC Dancing with the Stars. What is your advice for Ralph Northam? What is your advice for black Democrats? What is your advice for conservatives overall on this issue?
Well, number one, Northam needs to resign because he's going to be forced out of office. I mean, he's dead man walking. That's the last chapter of that book is already written. Now, whether he chooses to draw it out, that remains to be seen. But I'll give him until Friday. Number one. Number two, it's amazing that I'm surprised that the number of high-profile black Democrats have come out and called for his resignation. I was stunned. I thought they were going to try to splice and dice it and talk themselves around what went on with him. But they finally took a principled stand, and I think the only reason why, if the Lieutenant Governor, Justin Fairfax, was a white Democrat, they would not be called. But this is their way of getting a black in the governor's office, and I think they're doing him a disservice because he should be elevated to governor not because he's black, but because he's a constitutionally elected officer that's next in line if the governor steps down or become incapacitated. And so focus on the constitutional argument versus the racial argument.
Well, here's the poorest point on that. Not only is the Michael Jackson wannabe, with or without glove, we didn't see a picture of a glove, Governor Northam on his way out the door, but Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax has been accused of sexual assault. And that was not brought up during the election period. So, I mean, one kettle, one pot, jump all into it. The Me Too movement would be down the throats of politicians all over the Commonwealth. Who follows? I mean, do you really want Justin Fairfax to be the lieutenant governor and now governor?
Well, my old issue on that point, Ken, is was it Mazie Hirono and all these radical leftists over the Kavanaugh situation? They said a woman has a right to be believed.
Yeah.
Without no evidence, she should be believed. But I'm finding it very interesting that the Democrats, both on the national level and in Virginia, when asked about it, they are moonwalking and shucking and jiving. And I just don't understand where the double standard is coming from.
Now, and finality here, we talked about the major issues of the day. Going forward, knowing that in about, 9 days, the government will shut down or a number of agencies directly into building the wall. How should we move forward in terms of explaining that? Is there a system in place that will explain that to the American public so that they understand that, that the two administrations before him spent tons of money more on building the wall and never completed it? And then is Nancy Pelosi going to win? Are the Democrats going to win regarding the government shutdown?
Well, number one, if Trump doesn't get this wall, then his reelection is over, and he's a lame duck from that day forward. Number one. Number two, again, Republicans and conservatives have better learned how to strategically communicate to the American people in plain English so Pookie and LaQuisha them can understand what they're saying, and they also need to show different faces on this illegal immigration issue. I'm so tired of seeing white folks as a face. Go into Chicago, Baltimore, St. Louis, D.C., Northern Virginia, and show regular black folks who've been negatively impacted by this issue of illegal immigration. What's going on with that, Ken, is in essence the equivalent to you being forced to train someone to do your job knowing that as soon as you train them, they're going to fire you and replace you with cheaper labor. That's what low-skilled and unskilled black folks have been doing with these illegal immigration. And so you have a lot of liberal Democrats promoting illegals coming here because of cheap, despite how good the economy is doing overall.
All right, Raynard Teddy Bear Jackson with us tonight. He is not only the chairman of Black Americans for a Better Future, but he is also a Pulitzer Prize nominee for recent work in the Pittsburgh Courier. How can people get in contact with you? What do you have coming up, sir?
Well, probably by next week I'll have some major announcement on some things we're doing, but they can reach me at Raynard at RaynardJackson.com, Twitter, Raynard1223, and Facebook and all that good stuff. Or, worst case scenario, they can always reach my secretary, Ken McClinton.
Oh, thank you, girl.
Hey, you thank you, boo.
No one wears it as short as I do. Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, I like that visual.
My very good friend, Raynard. Jackson, Pulitzer Prize nominee, Black Americans for a Better Future. You will be able to get this interview on our YouTube channel tomorrow afternoon sometime. We will be back with more of the best in urban conservative talk. God bless you, sir. We love you dearly. Thank you for all that you do, man.
Thank you, my friend.
All right. God bless. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back.
I started the Armed Citizens Legal Defense Network in 2008